Hi, I'm Joshua Ponsafo of the New African Concept. I believe strongly that you've been blessed so far with the various episodes of the Voice of Reformation. And I'm very much excited to inform you that with the next 3 months ahead, February, March, and then April, there is a special package in the area of apologetics. I know you have several questions on your mind, and so do I. For the month of February, we'll be considering the subject area of the Bible. So questions like, is the Bible truly the Word of God, or it is just a figment of human beings? And that how did we even arrive at getting our Bible today? Are there various versions of the Bible, and how did we even get that? And are they the same? Are they similar, or they are different? In the month of March, we'll also be looking at the subject of black skepticism. I believe you've heard and seen that there is a new wave that is called the woke. Do away with everything called religion, particularly the Christian faith. Was Christianity carved by the white man in order to rule or manipulate the black man? Is it true that we have the Bible and in several churches doing the biddings of the white man? Is it even true that Christianity impedes growth or otherwise? Join me this and every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on the Voice of Reformation as we look at these subjects. We have able facilitators, the likes of Elder Emmanuel Emisa, Pastor Jacob Honey, Pastor Patrick, Mark Edubuating, and then Kafui Tay. The good thing is also that the last Friday of every month, you get an opportunity to join in by bringing on board your questions so that we ask them for serious interactions. I believe that with all these interactions, the ultimate goal is that Ghana, and by extension Africa, will be liberated and saved. See ya. You are all warmly welcome once again to yet another edition of the Voice of Reformation. Today is another Friday, and we thank God for the opportunity to come your way with another episode of the Voice of Reformation. This is your brother and friend Joshua Ponsafo. That until we get rid of the slave master's religion and then his book, that is the Bible, and then Christianity must be taken off the African continent so that Africa will be free in order to advance. So to them, in their philosophical logic and conclusion, without the expulsion of the Bible and then the closure of Christianity, or rendering it impotent, that we can do in order to bring about a holistic set of transformation. And you realize that this new wave, from TikTok to Facebook to YouTube and then all, there are people that questioning and then critical and analytical thinking. So questioning is very good, but when I listen to them, in most cases, I see sometimes a genuine heart, but with a bit of distorted understanding of the whole thing. And at the other side, identity, and say, when you're in Tiasian year, now say, oh, fapim, ewonimdiemu, and they said, they're not said anywhere. You will easily be talking about some of these things. The goal tonight is to touch on sa insemisa eye yenuanom the work for no eta edeba, and then it hurts me. I'm happy. I'm having a mixed feeling. I'm happy because people have started asking questions, which is very good. But I mean, I'm quite sad because people are giving answers to these questions which are actually misinformed. And misinformation can be even more mugusu say chabam. And then they are talking about it. They are talking about it. They are talking about it. And then people are seeing it as, yes, keep on, more fire. This is the new wave of enlightenment. We are getting enlightened. We are getting enlightened. So let us take some of these questions. And the first is that, was the Bible really written by the white man in order to manipulate and then brainwash the black man? Inti domu patch ni say, Bible no obroni anatina se etroye na agree, especially to the church and to my fellow Christians. Said ye see ye normal ewo asore and I say how Christianity is being run. No, it is hurting a lot of the youth. Inti obebrenano or issues with the church dada. Inti otise obi kasa nsem ya na ode na adwen afa ho ayampa asori na anu ni nyina ya sikagie nko a mekura me yare ye o ma hwe. So people in the church, there are a lot of people with bitterness, offense. They are offended and they are in the church. They are yamomu said the beya omu be kan na omu adwen asesa and as omu adwen asai na yen yetumi enyo omu so ayeden edinkonim to manipulate them, brainwash them so that they can be serving us forever. Is that what really happened? Is that really the case? No, and a very big no. As you are listening, I want you to follow the argument very well. Don't just take it because I'm saying it. That is why this age, through technology, you can confirm also for yourself. The Bible, it is not true. Christianity, no man can say, oh, how can you embrace your slave master's religion? Into your slave master, woman mu be ye wonkwa eye Britain, and I say British for no, and be ye wonkwa. Into or no religion, how can you embrace it? How can you embrace your slave master's religion? As if to say that Christianity was, started by them. No. Christianity started in, first century Palestine. Jews, through, the story of Christ and then all that, and now the Christianity, they buy as well. So let the facts rather speak, rather than being sentimental about it. That is very, very important. So one, Bible, it was already written by the people that, we've already treated it. I don't want to digress so much into it. Bible was written over a period of 1,400 years. With several, it was written from different continents, about 3 continents. And then there were several authors, for more than 40 authors. Some were kings, some were poor, some were rich, some were shepherds, some were farmers, some were prophets, some were apostles. And it is a collection of the canon of these books that makes the Bible. And I'll be interested to know when the white man wrote it, how the white man wrote it, why the white man wrote it, and where the white man wrote it. You don't jump onto the bandwagon and then just claim anything without, some of these assessments. And this is a challenge to anybody who says that a white man and a troy or throw at the buyer said the buyer or the manipulate the black man. The first part of my answer is that one, the Bible was written already in Israel over a span of 1,400 years, over a period of 1,400 by more than 40 authors. It was already a done deal. It was only translated into Enye, and we have documents of Greek and then Latin
and then other languages are, early languages are, it shows it is the same thing we have in our Bibles today. In the Bronino Efahin Troy, number 2, Christianity was not created by the white man. Number 3, anyone who claims these things, say a slave master, and I say America for, and I say America for, and I say an actual Bible, no ethic, Christosum de bear, yeah. Fine. What can all the mate? Boame. Ebia nim na minim, boame na menti ase, me pese misua. Enti boame. Mame researcher echire, and I say sources are echire, and I say documents are echire say. Way, I want to know, when it was written. Say, oh, from this AD to this time, it was written. As don't you talk about the lives of Martin Luther King Jr. Don't you talk about the Kwame Nkrumah, the great. Dr. Kwajiri Agri. Dr. Ephraim Amu. San Crawford Wemu Nina Eye. Power make you feel inferior. These are quotations by Dr. Kwajiri Agri. Dr. Ephraim Amu, look at the songs, patriotic songs. Yen Araya Sassini. In Jose de Bay, so o mine ebeye yo, se enye yo, or se dens, eye ensen na ho se, a man for bra and a betchere. You see? It is what we have been talking about as value systems, you know, and no anana if you mamu eka. Or say, or mine no ebeye yo, enye yo, one can say eye the leaders. Because he knows that in a democracy, no say that eye a man for bra and a betchere. What it means is that what I am talking about is beyond all reasonable dispute. Whether Ghana will become a successful nation or it will not become a successful nation, a man for bra, the lives of the people, the Presbyterian. And we have Josephus and Co. And other historians, Suetonius and Co. They all, give a recording. Tacitus, Roman historian, they all give recordings of how Emperor Nero, as about AD 64, were persecuting the Christians. So Christianity was even there in 1st century. How come or how is it possible that Adiana ewo Palestine, ewo Israel in 1st century AD? How come say it was concocted or it was formed by the white man and or the Brave Africa? There be. Please provide your evidence. I'll be very much willing to also study it. And I've given the second side, say it is never true. Because our fathers were not just empty-headed people who were just, easily brainwashed with the Bible and then all that. No. And the Asimo Mubisane say, oh, Christianity, there is nothing sensible in Christianity. If you say, Anka Christosum eye papa, Anna Bible no Anka nyansa seme womua. Anka, do you think say our slave masters anka broni anka odebema bibini say heaven no iniasem any ade no anka onim say Bible no de ya tworo wo breye no na atochew kakra enunti there may be 1 or 2 limitations. But he said they be a mekano. Undare wo benwie na unka se insuo no aye finti no na watamo ba no ene insuo ni nyina say de ben o to mu nyina agu. As we normally say that you don't throw away the baby together with the water. you must have sense enough to take the baby off the pan and throw the dirty water away. That is exactly it. But the question, there is a funny play that I want to just replay back to the people asking this question. Yo, mate. Osi broni mpe wasem. Osi broni ni trimu eden. Osi broni chese ompe eye ebibimayasism. Yo, mato wase. So because your argument is that because the white man is wicked towards the black man, and the reason why he gave us Christianity and the Bible was because onim say adipapa bia enimu a ebeboa yen. Yo, he gave us technology. He gave us education. I'm talking of the white man, that wicked white man. To say that let us throw away our slave masters' technology. Let us throw our governance. Okasa me bon semama. Ana monswa muwa brochire no mobeka say then let us leave our slave masters' country. We ganye jayeye wo Ghana hanom na ye no ye te so. Ana wo ne nam abrochire e kase broni trimu odin. Enu nti na ode Christianity e ba ye said obe say ya adwen. Afi wa chichi ni kro dia wo no okwa kotoa no wo ho. Wo si ni trimu odin. Ade na wo kwa kotoa no wo ho. Anyone who is a woke person or wabrochire, I am expecting you to be in Ghana tomorrow. Don't be in, you have left your country, your beloved country, and then you have gone to your slave master's country. The funny thing. We ganye ja ebia oyere no mawo anase we busua ho. Ana wako u slave master's country say enumu na ye ode uwia say broni no on pewasem into no the Bible no breo. What is the point I'm driving at? The point I'm driving at is that if you are telling me that the white man is wicked and does not love the black man, enunti ana oma Christosum eba and I say ode Christosum any Bible ebre because anka adipapa bi ewo Bible mu a. Because the white man does not want us to be free. Because the white man always wants to dominate over us. No? Anka bibi pebi ewo Bible mu anka omunfa Bible no emma ye. Bibi pebi ewo Christosum mu anka omunfa Christosum emma ye. Into mudi amaye ne kire se enye enu nti ye ntontwene. Yo mate wase. Bema enu a sa mrofo na omutiri mu den na omutiri mu osum no omu anso ana edi education yi eye den ebrewo sisi ano utro exams na o pass utro GRE hwe eye Ghana fo eni Nigeria fo eni ebibiman mu dodo a omudwane ekọ abrochire ese omukwakoye PhD. Why are you going to continue with your slave master's education? Everything about your slave master is wicked, including his religion, including his education, including his technology. The funny thing is that you are using WhatsApp. You are camera no. Yes, Antoine yeah. Facebook Live no. Facebook Live now oteswa ode air kasa no. Say we should throw away the slave masters religion, you know. Me pese me TV biase. Sa Facebook Live no, any TikTok no, any YouTube no, any camera wo dey si w'anim no, any lighting na hodo a wo dey si a room honom no. Any normal lapel microphone enom ne ade na wo use no. Anye bia me bisaw say, is it your grandfather or your great-grandfather that invented it? Why are you using your slave master's technology? Don't you know he is wicked? And now about technology there the wickedness no ko. About education there the wickedness no ko. About governance there the wickedness no ko. About religion there after the wickedness number. Do you see the emptiness Do you see the weakness in the operational logic? So utie me pa ubeti asie say. Don't let somebody tell you that Christianity was created by the white man to manipulate us. As I'm saying, there are issues with the way Christianity is being practiced in Ghana and Africa. But that is a difference between abuse of something. We don't throw away science because a particular scientist used a biological weapon to wipe out a particular generation. Enti obi aye nuclear bomb, obi aye a tool, enunti should we throw away science? No, that is an abuse of science. Enti it is true, say Christianity has been used all through history, even till now, to cause a lot of atrocities. Must the conclusion be that throw away Christianity? No. It is true that the slave trade that in Mrofuno slave trade that we you know, part of the reason why they were able to also do that was part of the fact that there were some theologians that misinterpreted certain aspects of the Bible, especially the curse that Noah gave to the son. Sa enome na ode ma eye Ham ene ne ma particularly eye Canaan nom ne ade no. People or theologians be misinterpreting the kire say it actually means that the black man is just going to be a carrier of wood and then a hewer of stone for the white man. Enti some portion or some portion of the slave trade no maybe nina swore some of the pastors or theologians are omu anti what the Bible sought to teach, and then they gave an underpinning that the Bible actually endorses that the black men should be slaves. Should we throw away the Bible because of a particular theologian's misinterpretation? No. South Africa's apartheid system was given a strong theological backing by the Dutch church, and some of the Dutch theologians say, you find your now say before there, bibi there say and it is true. Say a soft one be. It is true that Christosome has been abused all over the period, and then up till now it is still being abused left, right, center, and then it is used to cause a lot of manipulation, brainwashing, and then all those kind of stuff. But we must learn to separate abuse of something from the intent, from the quality, from the import of it. Historically, it has also been used to advance so many great things. How can you draw a logical conclusion based on this? Adeɛ wɔ hɔ na yɛde ayɛ papa, yɛde ayɛ bɔne, na obaya o say ɛde yɛnto adeɛ no ntwene ɛfiri sɛ yɛde ayɛ bɔne. Na papa na yɛde ayɛ no nso it should tell you that no, then there could be something wrong somewhere. It is an abuse. So yes, there is so much abuse of Christianity and an abuse and misinterpretation of the biblical text, and it has been used to cause a lot of atrocities from history through to now. And then it is hurting Africa. And it is all catch them say the way I hear practicing Christosome ewo Ghana ne Africa no emfa impuntuo kese embre Africa eye no kretrodo me no ya adwen. But what is the solution? We must go back. It means that the church must go back to its original mandate. The solution is not Monto Bible no any Christosome den entwene. So the second question among for bisano and no na ya kan wasem no. Asema o mu kan wasem no and say anka Christosome eye nyansasem bi wom ana anka Bible no nso anka enoma pa ewo mu a sɛdeɛ obroni ni trim esi din esi fa no enya dia anka ɔde saa enwoma wei ebema bibini da enya dia anka ɔde Christosome ebeba bibini da so nimpa sɛ Christosome ebetimi ede impuntuo abrɛ no a nanso enye nokre asema me san ebisa sa me nkrofo yi ene se yo enye enye religion enye se enye Christosum nkwa na eye wicked imrofo no omode baaye omode education enso ebae omode technology enso ebae omode governance enso ebae anye bia o ni sire bisa se technology no omode baaye no ana edudu mu up to now omo ana de sa no ma no eba no sisi America say camera me hwem ene tia wo so utie stream yard no me ade Facebook live YouTube live misro eye bibini na de baaye da bi o eye broni enti anka ebeya ye nkrofo no mesere se wo de sa no mani nyina ebeto onom nanka wo bibini no onso fa wo de ebra na ye nhwe minka se bibini entumi nya. I believe in the black identity, I believe in the black mind, I believe in the fertility and capacity of the black mind. What I'm saying is that we don't say that you cannot tell me that the white man's religion is wicked and wrong, but his technology is good, but his education is good, and you keep on rushing his country is good. Hey, otu kwan eba ye no mpo no o se eyi wan be ye oyi 132 ye afa the technology ni de ye ne mind so eye ne education de ye ne governance eye na also ne religion kwa na enye, then it means that you are not being truthful. So what's the way forward? Yes, the education that they gave us was having some issues, because education na omo de breye no na omo trimu po ene say omo training some of the locals no omo timi aboa omo in the colonial administration. So the education they brought to bring mental liberation and then bring about societal change. It was an education to help some of the locals to become secretaries and clerks to the ruling colonial administrative system. So that was a weak kind of education. But at least we will have to say that education we don't throw away the education and say, oh, a formal education because it is from the white man. What we rather say is that the kind of education that they brought was meant to help the colonial system. Now that we have liberated ourselves from colonialism and we have independence, we must design, we must now redesign education to what? To suit our context so that it can solve the society's problems. They left us a governance system, that is democracy, and then legislature and all those kind of stuff. And we've been all also air practicing. It is very good. However, we should have contextualized it, because yet there no ahemfo ewo. Where are the kings and then the chiefs of our land? How are they factored in the constitutional rule and governance? How do they come in? Into what we should have done? We don't throw away everything that they brought. Say, we inherited the colonial administrative system. We were to adjust it. Not everything about it was bad. We should have adjusted it. The system they left us, they designed it so that it would be extractive, because they were focusing on extracting from the masses and then they were taking it to England. And then in paying for nafe yabano, Ghana ni abano, and I say Africans, when we took over as independence or during independence, what we should have done is that we should have contextualized it instead of inclusive, progress of the people. In the system of question, the third question, and the third question is that why did they keep the slaves? Why did they keep slaves if they were Christians? I'm sure say Yemumbebre Yesusano Yako, I think I'm not GHS, I say na you call excursion. Many people go for this excursion. Obeko Kakum National Park. Now for Elmina Castle. Now I call Cape Coast Castle. And there, we go to the castles, and then we are told a lot of things. And then we are filled with burdens of pity and sorrow. Na imrofo no omutimi ema eye ebibifo no omachichi slaves eguase ho omusu eduane kura ye ma omu bi esum ana eku. Now on top of it, no, kwesiada any of antithesis is this. Or Christianity supports slavery. That is not the case. The Etienne's in America say the problem is the type of Christianity that came over to Africa. The type of Christianity. I will have another session on that. But let me just give something short or quick on it. The type of Christianity, dualism or dualistic Christianity. That was the kind of Christianity that they were practicing there in Europe as of that time, in that 20th century. Into omubaye no enoebi no mudebaye. And that kind of Christianity, no, dualism or dualistic Christianity, actually they had separated sacred from secular. In the net, OTBB say, oh, my secular job. That is where it is coming from. It is coming from the dualistic European Christianity. And that is not what the Bible teaches. To the Christian, everything is sacred. Your profession is sacred. Your home life is dualistic Christianity, not biblical apostolic Christianity, but dualistic Christianity. And no be no omode breye, you know. And nunti omashia wa sorry dema, omubebo mpaye, omubeti preaching. Omu wia, die omubeye outside of church, die akwaya se nyame, unhwemu ho. Enwa na edidimu na sakristo sumna na we are practicing today. And what we do in church, I mean, it is solemn and different. And then what we do outside of church, you know, it is very terrible. There is no difference between the believer and then the unbeliever in terms of our motivation, in terms of our motives, our appetites, our drives. We are all the same. The only thing is that on Sundays we go to church and then they don't go to church. Is this how Christianity was meant to be? No, that is not Christianity. So we will talk more on that. But to answer the question, how come they were Christians? How come they were having churches in the castles where they were preaching and praying, and at the same time they were hearing the cries and then the pains and then the death of the slaves, the African or black slaves, and then they did not do anything about it, and they were rather keeping more slaves, and then they were killing them, brutalizing them. And I've given you the secret that is quite expansive, but I've given you the simple secret that it was because of the weakness of the kind of Christianity that they had. Omodi and your friend of dualistic Christianity, which means that there is what I do for God in church, that is my sacred time, and what I do outside of church time and of God, that is my secular engagement. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So the other question is that why is it that Adentina eyamutaka say Adentina broni atro Bible no ana yewa Bible no in all the local languages or the local dialects. Now so science there one translate anko eye eyimu. And one translate science no, one translate mathematics, one translate all those kind of things. So it is part of the argument that they make. Say, Bronino on pebibiniasem. enti broni ni nim say Bible no say bio inwura ne wom o kan a ebema wadwen ejimi ama wadwen mu aye ha enti eba Bible no de omu apart from English no ye wo Bible wo twi ye wo English ye wo Hausa ye wo ewe ye wo Gan broni a making sure say Bible na ebe say wo no ye wo in almost all the dialects nemom eba eye edi normal edi impuntuo beba o man no mu te say science engineering mathematics enom ade a medicine adenti na eno no de broni no en translate emma o kasamu because oko China omu kasamu I mean that is the Mandarin, that is the Chinese language, you know, that is what they use in teaching. When you go to German, that is what they use in teaching. So why is it that when you come to Ghana and Africa here, we are not using our local languages to teach? We don't have maths, we don't have science in our local dialect. Now so about Bible now, say we be ni ma ebe say amount for no bronia making sure say obe print it all the local dialects. Another misconception and another distorted misinformation. Is it really the case? No, that is not the case. Just one or two things to polish that question up. Adeba akwe was a woti ase ne say. Oh, as long as udwin say obroni your enemy, you will always be blaming where no, it is a lazy man's talk. Do you know why? The white man came. Before the white man came, na ye ketchi ba na ye ntro twi. Na ye kan kran, na ye ntron kran. Na ye kan ewe, ba na ye ntro ewe. Enti the concept of alphabets and then forming in terms of writings and then those linguistic things, you know, it was mostly the missionaries. Enti woma ye ka se omo ye wicked, woma ye ka se omo mpe asem, woma ye ka se kese omo be say eye abibiman no. When they came, they will sit down and then they will learn the local language. Broni na waba no obesua twi no na ono eye mrofo no through the missionaries that taught us how to write our own language. Abede afg, it was not there already. Na ye ka but na ye ntro omuna they took our language, they came, sat amongst us, and then they learned how to speak our language, and then they gave us alphabets. Bronina on power sem no bronina or town no. Make sure that you were able to get your alphabets A, B, C, D, and I say A, B, D. Gave you the alphabets so that you'll be able to what? Read and write your own language. On power semo. Now so one chira said the yesi kind brofon kwa or chira said the yesi kind ekro u local language. Even before Bible no, who wrote them into the local languages? Enye broni no. The broni ni ye say ono no ekre yen say the yesi ekro those kind of stuffs no, our alphabets in our local language. And nothing na yewo BSG, Bible Society of Ghana. In the 1940s, 1950s no. In sorry a ewo eye Ghana nyina eba bomu ana omu kan say ehu behia say yebenya eye Bible no ewo yankasa ye kasam. Enti yenti ekuo bi a ye frɛ no Bible Society of Ghana. Sa ekuo no omedwumedi ombeye ne sɛ omu betena ase na afei Bible ye wo brofo ne Greek ne diaka no omu betena ase na omu translate na yenya no twi yenya won wo eye ewe na yenya no wo Gan enom ne ade. So most of the translations were not necessarily done by the white man, it was done by the Bible Society of Ghana, which are predominantly blacks. So black Christians are omuhu say ehun be hia say ye betumi enya eye Bible no ewo yankasa ankrankra ye kasa mu no ana omu ye ana omudi abreye enti eye yankasa ana ya tworo wom de mi bisa ne se enti den na broni enya obiom bibini wa ba wa wo mamu oba ye no okatwi nanso onim tworo wa ono ankasa abesua se de yesi ekatwi ni bi ana wa kire o se de yesi etworo wa wo kasa se de yesi ekenkan wa wo kasa afa also when your independence or can't you do your translation of science into local language? And also I just say bronino and any that translation. Don't you think we have a problem somewhere? How you say Bibini's approach is that we should just fold our arms and the debia bronino enyamaye. He has taught us how to read and write in our own language. Mind you, the wicked white man on pay ye no. What ye said ye see etro ekenkan yankasa yekasa. Enti se yankasa yetnase ne yehu se oh educational system no omagya ye brofo de nanso se sia no omaboa ye ama yetumi ekenkan etro ewo yankasa yekasam e de textbooks no a ewo brofo no let us translate it. We have so many professors of languages, professors of linguistic science. Omuye Ghana for enti omuntimi emfa eye to say the Bible Society of Ghana for eye omuye Ghana for ana omutna say e translate eba eye no. If they have been able to translate the Bible from English to Twi, it means that we can translate our science textbooks to Twi. And no enfan ko shebroni no kon. How lazy should we be? We must focus on our education, ministry for education, and then our professors should come together. And ye as a people yet nothing nice say you say and who be here say ye benya eye mass, ye benya medicine, ye benya science, ewa yankasa ye kasemua. It is no more the headache of the white man. It is rather we that should commit to it. And even let me tell you this. In those days, in Achimota College, or in Achimota, it was running as a college before it became, the secondary school. Achimota, what happened was that, na imrofunu bi echradie wo hono. There was a committee omote, I think it was during the time of Gordon Gatchesbeck. And then these guys, Imrofuno, look at what they were saying. Imrofuno were proposing, say, school na yate no any normal ye no. Yem build a system. Yem ma fapema ye de bechre tio eye broni ana kase. Omu ka kire eye Ghana mpanyimfo no at that time those educationists no say it will be better that we use their language that is Twi to teach them. I'll get you all the documents that a white man is saying that we should teach them in Twi. Na say omu dissertation and I say what we call thesis now. But once I started in a college near they say almost like a university. Difference. Now I present you thesis. These white men said that they should write their thesis in Twi or in their chosen local language. Before now, omuwo eye panel no so no. Ghana ni for the media no. Ghana for now, omusi debida. Now Twi there the yeden. We want to follow the Queen's language. The Queen's language referring to English. So think of it. Broni no kase ebe boa se yebe ma fapem yebe the English ebe kire de na nso ye the Twi so and I say the local language no enso ebe kire alongside. Na mom oba be wie school student ni be wie school a ni thesis no obe ye wo Twi mo na wa ye defense no presentation no na wa ye e wo Twi mu ya ye nkrofo no say da Debi o da omo say yempe na gade de kohin Twi de kohin. We want to partake in the Queen's language. And I'm saying, bo Sana mo pɛ the idea. Yɛnyɛ ne saa. So you are blaming the white man for something that it is not his role. And instead of us to arise and then do it, yes, I believe that we should get the textbooks and then all those things into our local language. I believe in that. But no, it is never the duty of the white man. Then he has taught you how to read and write in your own language. The burden lies on you. The burden lies on you. There are several others that we will be taking time to talk about. Ebene King Leopold letter. No? I think we will do a full presentation on it. Before I end this session, what I want to ask is that to my fellow friends and brethren on the other side, that is the woke for no? Miss Remeka, and as a Miss Rebisa. Some will say Bible no, a slave master's book. Enti MYA, yɛmfa nto nkyɛn. Mate, yɛde bɛto nkyɛn. Sɛ wo si Kristosom no, ɛnya de a ɛde mpuntuo ɛbrɛ yɛn. Anaasɛ ɛde mpuntuo ɛbɛbrɛ yɛn. Ɛfiri sɛ ɛyɛ obroni ɛna tena ase ɛfɔm Kristosom sɛ ɔde ba bɛdaadaa yɛ adwen. Enti yɛnto ntwene. Enti Kristosom ɛne Bible yɛmfa nsi nkyɛn. Mate. You have not said anything to convince me historically, philosophically, or textually. But oh dear, I'll give you some slack. Mate. Asema mi bisane say, mi yifri wanuma, what is your proposed alternative? Alternative anything, I would like to know. I would like to know from the works. Me pese mi hu. Wama omo say. Die ebema nkanko ene impunto aba ebibiman mu ene eye Ghana ene Africa ene say yebeyi eye slave masters religion eye Christosom na yeyi eye slave masters book a eye Bible no efiri ho nom no asema me bisa ne say yeyi Christosom firi ho na yeyi eye Bible no firi ho nom a so wo na wo kasa no alternative no any day bring your alternative on board. Let us assess it, let us weigh it and then put them on the scales and then assess and do that counter perspective and then see if your alternative have the driving force to bring about a national transformation. And these are the various questions. So today we were able to talk on some of the questions. Questions in the also. To say the American one other question omuta bisa pa eye King Leopold letter na ocho come missionaries ewo Congo no. We will have a whole session on that. To summarize everything, this has been another edition of the Voice of Reformation by your friend and brother Joshua Ponsafo. Today we handpicked or we sampled some of the frequently asked questions by our brethren, the woke, who believe that Christianity is a slave master's religion, the Bible is a slave master's book, and we must do away with them. And then we looked at some of the questions and then the answers. I've raised thought-provoking questions, as counter perspectives to it. If the Bible or if Christianity is a slave master's religion, I ask, the technology we are using is also the slave master's technology, from WhatsApp to camera to everything. The education we are using is a slave master's education. Should we put it off? Or it could be adjusted. And if it could be adjusted, don't you think the question and discussion should be about what is with the way we practice Christianity that does not bring about development? That kind of adjustment. And then we get there. God richly bless you once again. Keep sharing the link for people to join in the conversation. Any question that you have, don't forget to put it in the comment section. We will read through and then we will sample some of them from time to time like this to answer them. And I'm using this opportunity to invite you that join the heat of this movement. This movement is committed to one thing: championing holistic national transformation. A new Ghana is a possibility. A new Africa is more than a possibility. There will be several challenges, but together it is possible. And as we've always said, we have a world to shake. We have a continent that is Africa to liberate. We have a nation that is Ghana to save. And definitely, we have the church also to reform. Till we come your way again next week, stay blessed. Shalom.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hi, I'm Joshua Ponsafo of the New African Concept. I believe strongly that you've been blessed so far with the various episodes of the Voice of Reformation. And I'm very much excited to inform you that with the next 3 months ahead, February, March, and then April, there is a special package in the area of apologetics. I know you have several questions on your mind, and so do I. For the month of February, we'll be considering the subject area of the Bible. So questions like, is the Bible truly the Word of God, or it is just a figment of human beings? And that, how did we even arrive at getting our Bible today? Are there various versions of the Bible? And how did we even get that? And are they the same? Are they similar? Or they are different? In the month of March, we'll also be looking at the subject of black skepticism. I believe you've heard and seen that there is a new wave that is called the woke or black consciousness, the new form of Pan-Africanism, where they are hitting strongly that for Africa to advance, we must do away with everything called religion, particularly the Christian faith. Was Christianity carved by the white man in order to rule or manipulate the black man? Is it true that we have the Bible and in several churches doing the biddings of the white man? Is it even true that Christianity impedes growth or otherwise? Join me this and every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. on the Voice of Reformation as we look at these subjects. We have able facilitators, the likes of Elder Emmanuel Emisa, Pastor Jacob Honey, Pastor Patrick, Mark Edu Boateng, and then Kafui Te. The good thing is also that the last Friday of every month, you get an opportunity to join in by bringing on board your questions so that we ask them for serious interactions. I believe that with all these interactions, the ultimate goal is that Ghana and by extension Africa will be liberated and saved. See ya.